Hi, it's me, Alex Westmore again, and today I'm answering questions from readers who have read my latest, Shattered Echo, and I thought it would be fun to answer some of their questions. The first one asked about my varied past, which I do have an amazing past, an amazing present as well, but the question was about how my past helped create the story and the character. And, I have been with the shaman in the rainforest. I have a friend who is a very powerful medium. I've had my own run-in with ghosts, and I've been to the top 5 most haunted cities in the United States. However, what I always wanted to do was to write a book about a superhero because of my love of Marvel comics. And so that's where Echo came from, because I wanted to write a story about a character that was kind of normal, but wasn't accepted for who she was, because that's what it was like growing up gay in the 70s and 80s. You couldn't really be who you were, and it took a lot of energy, and it was kind of a sad time. And we all have to deal with that. It doesn't matter what that is. We all have that part of us that we feel people won't accept. And so that's why she's kind of symbolic for all of us. So that segues into the next question, which is about were any of my characters inspired by people in my life? Not really. All of my sidekicks, who are my favorite characters, I just recently finished a novella starring 4 of my sidekicks all together, which is kind of fun. Those are all the friends that I would want to have. The people that are going to go balls to the wall, the people who, no matter what time of night you called with a flat tire, would come get you without any guilt. But everybody else is kind of an amalgam of all the people that I've ever known. And I'm lucky enough that I've had 3 friends for 53 years. That's right, you heard it right, 53 years. So I have a deep pool to draw from when it comes to sidekicks and good friends and good people. Somebody asked where I get my inspiration from. Here's the truth, and I've only recently divulged this to somebody. It was probably some stranger. I hated having to stop pretending. I loved pretending. I was 14 years old, and I was playing with my G.I. Joes in the backyard. And my friend, so we're just at the end of middle school, right? And I'm still pretending. And my friend came in the backyard, and I didn't hear her. And all I heard her say was, "What are you doing?" And I felt such shame. And shame on her for shaming me. But I loved pretending. So I get my inspiration from the fact that I get to pretend again, and nobody's going to shame me for it. I get to be a demon hunter, a zombie killer, a witch, an empath, a cop, a time traveler, and a pirate. And that's my happy place, pretending. So that's where I get my inspiration. Somebody asked me what advice I would give aspiring writers, and I've given this advice to a number of aspiring writers who are now published, so I'm hoping that it might be good advice. Don't talk about it. Just do it. Nobody wants to hear about the story you're never going to write. Telling somebody about your novel is like telling somebody about your dream, right? Nobody wants to hear a long thing about your dream. Writers write. Everybody else talks about it. So that's my advice. If you think you have an idea, go for it. Don't talk to anybody else, because there are so many naysayers out there. There's so many people that will go, "Oh, what about this?" And then they want to add their 2 cents, and you didn't ask for their 2 cents. Writers write. Just write. And don't be all precious about it either. I've got friends where everything has to be like super copacetic. I write longhand with a fountain pen with binder paper because I can do that anywhere. I write 3 to 4 novels a year because I'm not precious. I can write while I'm watching TV. I can write while I'm sitting outside in the sun. I have written in the middle of a party. Prima donnas don't get published. Hardworking, get her done is what gets you published. So that's that. What characters are my favorite? That's like saying which is your favorite child. I have 2, and I could never, ever tell you. I can tell you my favorite sidekick. I think hands down is Danica Johnson from Shattered Echo. Uh, she's an African-American woman who is also a CEO of a company, who also can go from classy to ghetto in zero point 0.2 seconds. And she's the kind of friend that will take a bullet for you. She's the kind of friend that you don't want to mess with her friends, because she will tear you apart. And I like that. I like that she's smart. I like that she's successful. And I like the fact that even with all of that, she is not afraid to let her inner girl go. And she's without a doubt my favorite. And I think a lot of people's favorite as well. Somebody asked me what Echo's favorite color is. I think that's a really interesting and kind of fun question. Because when you are an empath, auras mean a lot to you. So orange would be her, because it's bright and light, and there isn't a dark negative connotation to it, which is kind of fun too. Somebody asked me about writing a series. I write series because I don't like to let go. I don't like to say goodbye. I have a couple of standalones, but for the most part, I have 6 series. And I think that I really like getting into the characters and being able to do their backstory and being able to bring in, there's a lot of textures and layers and a lot of planning. Writing a series is not easy. You have to drop seeds in that first book that aren't going to sprout until book 3 or 4. So it takes a great deal more planning and a lot of love for a character. When I finally stopped writing the Delta Stevens police series, I missed her every day. And I'm not lying, every day. So that when I started to write Echo, and I got to book 3 of Echo and I needed a cop, and I thought, damn it, I'm bringing Delta back. I'm bringing Delta and Connie, my 2 favorite characters, back. And I was wondering what my editor would say. And my editor went, that's brilliant. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. She goes, well, no, because it'll sell the Delta. It wasn't about selling it. It was the fact that I missed her. I had a role for her. It's kind of like a Hollywood director. I had a role for her, and she was the only person who was going to fit it. And putting her in the Echo series was one of my favorite things, because then I had my little family kind of coming together. So that's kind of a cool thing. What is my favorite series? Oh, I would have to say Pirate's Booty, because I love the idea of playing with history. There's so many gaps in history, and that's where historical writers play in. Let me give you an example. Boudica was a woman who defeated the Roman army, and we aren't quite sure why at one point she turned her chariot around and went in a completely different direction. Because historians aren't sure about that, I get to actually play in that playground. I get to actually put my character in there to say, hey, psst, you need to go that direction. And so that's kind of fun. I have a love-hate relationship with Queen Elizabeth, who is a big villain in the series, as well as Mary, Queen of Scots. So it's really fun that there's been 2 movies out starring those 2 women, because their story is a fascinating one. But that's kind of cool. Where do I write? I write anywhere, as I've said. That's why I get so much done. I can write for 20 minutes. I can write if I'm waiting in the doctor's office or at the DMV or any place where there's some downtime. I'm good to go. If I can get a page or 2 in, well, that's a page or 2 I wouldn't have had if I'm relying on writing on the computer. So that's kind of a cool thing. And finally, yes, I have traveled a lot. I've been to Jamaica and Thailand and France and the United Kingdom. I have been to many islands in the Caribbean. I've been to Africa, and I would say that is my favorite place. I've been on safari on the back of an elephant. I have raced on the back of an ostrich, and then we ate it. Long story. When you are in a poor country and they serve you up, you eat what they give you, because they will give you the best cut of anything, the best food that they have, and it would be disrespectful. So, Africa is a life-changing experience, and I think that everyone should go, because I came back completely changed. So, I'm still crazy, but maybe not as much. So I hope this was fun for you. As a teacher, I love answering questions. As a writer, I love answering questions about writing. And anytime you have a question, just shoot it our way, and it will definitely get answered. So happy reading. And again, if you haven't read it, Shattered Echo. Talk to you later. Bye.